I'm gonna tell you the truth and it might make you feel some type of way. But honestly, I'm coming to you as someone who cares about you even though I don't know you. And if you stumbled across this video, I don't think it was by accident. I do believe it was fate. And I just wanted to say something to you because I feel like you need to hear this. If your life is feeling ordinary, it's because it is. And honestly, that should scare you. Now, I know how it is that you feel because I have experienced that myself. Being in the military was that thing for me. And although a lot of people thought what I did was extremely cool and amazing, for me, not only did I just not feel happy, for me, it was feeling like the movie Groundhog Day, where every day I got up, I was just doing the same stuff, literally over and over and over again. And it got to a point where I started to get depressed. I felt like I was wearing shoes that just didn't fit me. And if you've ever experienced that, then you can understand how painful as well as irritating and annoying that is. To be frank with you guys, I just didn't feel fulfilled in what it is that I was doing. And honestly, the only time I did was when I was in Iraq, but that was, 6.5 months of my entire 5-year career. So when you do like the math on that, that's like less than 20% fulfillment, which is terrible. Now, one of the things that actually changed my life was my best friend, Claudius. And if you're watching this, I just want to let you know that I love you. And I know that you wanted me to stay in the military, but I had to leave. Claudius introduced me to a lot of great people in his life, his family, his friends. And he just introduced me to people who, found fulfillment in their lives as civilians and things that were outside of the military. And it was through a lot of those conversations that my eyes and my mind was just honestly opened up, and I realized that I was kind of just settling. And that was honestly a really hard pill for me to swallow because I always felt like I was moving in the right direction. I was putting myself in situations to be uncomfortable so I can grow. But at the end of my 5 years, I had realized that I was just staying stagnant and I didn't feel like I was growing anymore. And it was because of that feeling and those conversations that I had with the people that I met that I started to realize what it is that I really wanted out of life, which was to become a filmmaker. And although I didn't have what it is that I needed at the time, I had no idea. I'd never even picked up a camera before. All I knew was that it was possible. And for me, that was enough to drop everything it is that I was doing and chase my dreams. We're gonna change the angle right now because the sunlight is dying down a lot faster than I thought, and it just needs to be fixed. Now, eventually, at the end of my 5 years in the military, I decided to move out to Los Angeles, but that was not something that happened overnight. I had to sit there and apply to college, and at the same time, I was feeling behind the curve because, well, I wasn't in college for 5 years. I was in the military, like deployed to Iraq and all this other crazy stuff. So it was something completely out of the range of my normal lifestyle, and it was uncomfortable, but it was a place for me to start. And I was also worried. I didn't think that it was possible because, well, I had a very low high school GPA, which I'll be honest with you guys, I'm gonna be transparent. It was a good 2.4 unweighted, I believe, which is freaking horrible. And I did some college while I was in the military and finished. I had a good 86, 90 credits towards a computer science degree, and I had a steady 3.2, 3.3 GPA. And I was doing a lot of that while I was in the military. Eventually, I knew that I wanted to be able to leave, and I always felt like education for me was that way out. Eventually moved out to Los Angeles, and I'm here. I go to University of Southern California, and every day I'm chasing my dreams to do the things that make me happy, the thing that makes me excited to get out of bed every single day. And I want to be able to take that same energy, that happiness that I feel towards film and the thing that inspires me. And I want you guys to find your inspiration and what brings you passion into your life, because it's honestly a beautiful feeling, and everybody deserves to have the life that they've always dreamed of, and everyone also deserves to not have the bare minimum. You guys deserve more out of life, and if someone hasn't told you that, then honestly, I'm sorry. Now, I realized that a lot of the growing pains that I was experiencing when I moved out to LA, one of them being that I found myself in the pattern of constantly digesting other people's content, and I started to realize that I just wasn't making my own, which is why I started the 365 series, because I was just tired of being ordinary. The other thing that's important too is that I had to leave behind the feeling of being sorry for myself. That was just never a feeling that helped me in any way, form, fashion whatsoever. And in order for me to go forward and actually do the things that I needed to do, I needed to leave that feeling completely behind and acknowledge that besides God, I am also in control of my life. And my life is a movie, and I have the ability to direct it if I just put in the work myself. Even though I don't feel I'm up to it most days, I show up anyways. And that is the difference between people who do and people who don't. Because when you feel discouraged and you feel like, you can't keep on going, honestly, it just comes down to making the conscious decision to show up every single day. And that is what makes you different. That is what will make you ultimately succeed in the end. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like God has shown me a vision for what my life is supposed to look like. And besides the strength that He gives me, I ultimately rely on that, which is why I'm able to show up every single day, because it's not out of my own strength, it's out of the strength that God has given me Himself. If you guys are new to my channel, I just want you to know that it is essential to be taking care of three things, three pillars, which is yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually. Now, spiritually means a lot of different things. While religion is intertwined with that, yes, it also means connectedness to your life, your purpose, and everything that goes into that. Now, because I'm able to sit there and take care of those three things, I'm able to constantly move forward, but also just keep on moving in the direction that I know my life needs to go in order to reach and start working towards my actual true potential. So here's the truth. Your life feels ordinary because it is. And it's like I said, that should scare you. I'm here to tell you today that you can change that. I think you're far from ordinary and you just need to see it yourself. Ordinary is comfortable, but the extraordinary is where life begins. And so I'm gonna ask you, what is it that you are willing to do about it? Let me know in the comments what's your first step towards breaking free. And if you found some value from this video at all, please give it a like, especially as a small creator. It truly does help the channel grow. And I wanna be able to reach more people with my message to spread positivity and help other people find their purpose in life as we go through life together. Drop a comment and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video.